Hi, this is Mr. Wedge, and I'm not here today, and neither is Mr. Doremus. So I'm making this little video to show you what Mr. Doremus wants you guys to do today. This is a rubber block. Hopefully everybody has one of these, and they made a picture on it. I did the Statue of Liberty. Didn't I do a good job? Well, that's because I traced it. But today, what we're going to do is actually carve out the picture, because this is going to be a stamp. It's a rubber printmaking block, and it's made from the same things that erasers are made out of. And it's great for printmaking because you can carve out little details, and then when you're done you can roll ink onto it and print it. So that's what we're going to do today, is actually carve out all the details so that when we roll ink onto it, the ink will stick to the top but not where we carve out. Mr. Doremus wants you to carve out all the dark parts. So to do that, we're going to use what's called a gouge. And I just want to take a minute and go over safety really quick. This is extremely sharp and it can be very dangerous. So we don't have these lying around for that reason. You can't really, you can never run with this one. You shouldn't walk around the room with it. Grab one, head to your seat, stay in your seat, okay? This tip here is extremely sharp, and it's really designed for scooping out rubber, so it's perfect for this, and you can use it like a shovel. Let me explain what I mean here. I'm going to zoom in if I can. Alright, so here I'm going to scoop out all the dark parts, so all the lines and any place that I colored. But to do that, you never want to be scooping toward your fingers, because if you slip it'll just go in and cut you, and we don't want that. So here's a little trick. If you take your other hand and you just hold the block down, then when you're scooping, you'll always scoop away, and it's just a way better to do it. You'll never get cut if you're holding it like this, okay? If I'm holding the block like this and I'm scooping like this, I'm gonna get control, but I'm also gonna, if I accidentally make a mistake, I'll really get hurt. So this is extremely sharp. You have to be very careful with it. And so here's the proper method for carving it out. You look for the dark lines, and the part that you want to work on, I'm going to start here because it's easy. It looks easier than all this stuff to carve. So I'm actually going to turn that away from me. So the part that you want to work on should always be away from you. I'm going to work on that so it's like as far away as it can get. And then I'll cover up the part I'm not working on. And that way I can just start scooping. And you're just kind of holding your gouge at an angle and scooping out the rubber parts. Just all the dark parts. And you don't need to use the whole gouge. You know what I mean? You don't need to like scoop down into it like that and like rip whole huge hunks out. You don't have to do that. You can just kind of glide along the surface. It cuts really nicely. All these little shavings we're going to throw in the trash. So you should just make a nice neat little pile out in the middle of the table. And all of you can kind of just push them toward the middle of the table. At the end of the class we can just go around with a trash can, sweep them in. We won't get any on the carpet. That's the goal for today, is to not get any of these rubber shavings on the carpet. So I'm cutting lines. You can curve it around like this. See how I got that curve? So if there's little details, you can go in like this, but just always remember, hold it down and point the gouge away. And if you need to turn the block, you can. You can work on it upside down, it's no big deal. Start with the outline of your image, just the big shapes first, and then work toward the little details, okay? But if you're always holding it like this, you'll never get cut with the gouge. Just be safe. Think about what you're doing. Okay, and always have the gouge pointing away from your fingers. And when we're done, we'll sweep it all together. We'll put these away very carefully, okay, and these can go back in the pile. And then when we're done, your goal by the end of class is to scoop out everything that's black. But like I said, start with the outline and then go into and do the little details, okay. And then next class, if everybody's done, hopefully, that's your goal, is to get completely done today. We're going to roll ink onto it next time, and we're going to stamp it on a piece of paper and print it. And the print's nice because it comes out the other way, backwards. So when you traced it, it came out backwards. When we print it, it'll come out backwards again, and you'll end up with the original. And we'll do these in different colors and play around with it. So work hard, have fun, gouge. Be careful.